Dear students, today we are discussing about the scope of organization behavior. So let's see that in organization behavior, we discuss about the behavior of the people who are working there in the organization. We discuss about the behavior of the groups who are there in the organization, and we also somewhere discuss about the structure in the organization. So in organization behavior, we discuss the all the behavior in this particular subject. We discuss about how people behave, कौन किसके साथ कैसा behavior करता है, उस organization के अंदर कितने groups हैं, उन groups के अंदर लोगों का behavior कैसा है, and उस structure के अंदर, उस proper organization के अंदर एक behavior कैसा है. Let's take an example. Like if there is a boss in an organization and that person is like having the autocratic behavior, that he is a dictator and he likes to rule on the organization and particular department, so you tends to behave very aggressively. So by this organization behavior, we discuss about the people, that how they are behaving in that particular group. In individual, we analyze that how the behavior we predict, and sometimes we analyze the behavior of newcomers, we freshers. There are the different activities that how that person is behaving. Let's discuss about the organization structure. In an organization, we discuss about the structure. Just take the example of Tata Company. So Tata Company is totally known as the people's company because they somewhere give many advantages to the employees, and this is totally employee oriented company where they work on employees and they work on the innovations as well. So this is what that how we discuss the three major broad categories in behavior, in particular this subject, that is OB. Now somewhere we discuss about that we need to know that why we study this subject and what is the importance of this subject in particular organization behavior in any of the company, in any of the syllabus, in any of the stream and department. Every time, everywhere we have to discuss about the OB. The reason is the understanding of self and others. Like if you want to work in an organization, you need to understand yourself first, that what you need from that company, what are your expectations, what your like coming plan for this company. And when you're working there in organization, it's very important to understand the people who are working there in an organization, because somewhere in organization it is very important to maintain your interrelationship with the company, people who are working there. अगर आपको यही नहीं पता होगा कि आप किस तरीके से अपने व्यवहार को मेंटेन करें to sustain in that organization, it's very difficult for you to be there for longer time. So in this subject, we study that how to maintain your behavior with others and how to analyze the behavior of others. The second important need of this subject is the motivation of human resource. Somewhere in organization, the departments, the heads, and somewhere the HR department need to know that how my employees get motivated. वो किस तरीके से मोटिवेट होंगे, हम ऐसा क्या चेंजेस लाएं जिससे कंपनी के अंदर काम करने वाले लोग बेटर हार्मनी में काम करें और बहुत ज़्यादा मन लगा के लॉयल्टी की तरह काम करें. So by this, HR people somewhere analyze and predict the human behavior, the people who are working there, that what are their motivation factors. Either they are working for the better performances, for their promotions, or they are working for the best benefits which company can give, or sometimes they work for their self-esteem, for the power they work there. So there are different motives of human resource when they work in organization. So in this subject, we understand the different motivations. Third is the effective communication. As everyone knows that communication is the backbone of any subject. So when we talk about the effective communication in organization behavior, we work about the communication. Why? You should know how to talk. You should know how to interact with your like clients, or how to interact with your heads, how to interact with your team members. Because when you're not effective in communication, you cannot build relations and behavior. Sometimes just because of the lack of communication, some relations got ruined because we don't know how to communicate. Next important need and role of OB is effective organizational climate. Climate, we can say about the environment. In this organization, in particular any organization, culture is very important. So effective organization climate says that organization should be such where people can learn, they can show their creativity. So in coming videos, we'll be learning about the models of OB, but where we understand that what type of company climates are and how people work in that. But here we can say that why this organization behavior culture, we should know that how to maintain an effective environment for employees so that they can work well, और वो वहाँ जाकर समझ सकते हैं कि मेरी कंपनी के अंदर किस चीज़ को ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस मिलती है. Either I need to be innovative one, or I need to be very loyal by showing my professional commitments to the company. Either my company works on the punctuality, so there are different, like company works for the productivity, sometimes company works only for the power, like company likes that system where every leader must have power. So there are different motives, their climates are different. And then there's a good human relations. So everyone knows that in organizations the important aspect is human, that no organization can grow until that they have the good environment and there is a good human relations. For suppose if employees and employers are not having harmony, they're not on the same page, if their objectives are different, if their motives are different, so how they can sustain, how that organization can grow? So there must be harmony in senior junior, and there must be some correlation, there must be some respect for the people who are working together in one organization. So yes, the need of importance is that you should know that there should be good relations in the organization. The last is the introduction to the change in the organization. When there is no proper culture in the organization of adopting the change, one organization can only learn, like run in long, when they know that when they have to change their system. They should know that where is the time they have to change the culture, where is the time they have to change the technology, or when there is a time they have to change the people who are working there. So change management, somewhere in OB we understand, like in particular organization behavior, company will understand that when and where the change is required and they change accordingly. So I hope you understood till here. Now the most important aspect is the key elements of OB, that how OB works. There are like 4 pillars of OB. The first and the foremost is the people. Like organization behavior is basically works to read the behavior of people, like people who are working there, like there is a group behavior and there is an organization behavior. So for most person, the first thing that we work the OB is the people of that organization. We analyze the people who are working there. The second important is the structure. The key element is the structure, that which structure prevails in which organization. What is your hierarchical system? Is you're working in the flat system where there is no boss or there is no head, or you're working in like a top to bottom system where there is one head and there is other subordinates. Then the major thing is the technology. The third pillar is the technology, that you should know that which technology you need to adopt in the coming time so that you can sustain in the market. You can run for the long go. So this is how technology runs. And the last and the foremost thing is the environment. By all these things, by understanding people, by understanding the culture and changing the technology, create an environment from every side. The environment from the inside out and outside in should be compatible for the people who work there. अगर आप एक अच्छा माहौल तैयार करेंगे, जो लोग वहाँ काम करते हैं, अच्छा स्ट्रक्चर देंगे, एक ओपन डोर पॉलिसी रखेंगे, नई टेक्नोलॉजीज को इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे, देन योर employees who are working there should be feel more motivated. They love to somewhere discuss more about things. They like to interact their ideas with people. So when companies come to know that people are having good ideas and they are coming up, it means that they like to work in this organization, and this gives a better environment in the organization. So I hope you understood that key elements of OB is people, environment, structure, technology. Now there are 4 approaches of OB as well. That what are the approaches? The first approach is HR approach, the contingency approach, and the system approach, and the productivity approach. So why these approaches are? Like every organization have some motive behind their structure. The first structure is the HR approach. The HR approach says is that in this particular organization, the most important is the employee who is working there. The most important thing for them is the people and their satisfaction who are working there, their like motivations, their somewhere environment in which they work, their perks, their fringe benefits. Because when your employees are motivated, they can work well. When their employees are motivated, they can give the much more productivity to the company. So in this particular approach, the organization is more likely to work for the betterment of the employees, because their thinking is when our employees are most motivated, when they are happy, they will work better. So this we have written, this approach recognizes the fact that people are the central and the most important resource in any organization. They should be developed towards the higher level of competency, creativity, and fulfillment for the success for this enterprise. And this approach is called a supportive approach in the sense that managers' role change from control of employees to active support and growth and performance. So where we work to train our employees, we give them better platform to learn better things. The second approach is the contingency approach, and we can give them the other name is the situational approach. When companies are having the contingency approach, they change their behavior according to the company. They know that when we need to be strict on the employees, when we need to give them some sense of freedom so they can work well. And at last, when there is a result, then we can say that in every situation we want the result and we changes our behavior accordingly. Here we can say the contingency approach is based on premise that methods or behavior which work effectively is one situation fail in another. They believe, this organization, this culture believe that one situation cannot be better all the time. You have to change. Change is the system. And result differ because situation differ. You cannot say that by one approach you can get the best result every time. You have to change your approach, the result will be changed. The manager task therefore is to identify which method is most suited to particular situation at that time. The most important aspect is the manager's analysis here, and the strength of the contingency approach lies in fact encourages analysis of each situation prior to action, and this is the most disciplined, systematic and result oriented approach. It is the best one because it's the mix. It's mix of situation. It is mix of the personal analysis, and the yes manager plays the integral part of this particular approach because they make analysis and they make the situation and they changes the situation and their behavior according to the need of an hour. The third approach is the situational approach. In this approach, we say it organization suited purposeful system component of interrelated parts. They says that in this particular approach, they see the organization as a whole and they see that organization working interdepartment, but their objective is same. We can say is the system approach. System says that you're working for the common objective. If there are 4 departments, then all 4 departments are working for the common objective. So when organization having this approach, they work that we are one and we are working for common objectives. And last is the productivity approach, where we say that yes, result is important. So for every thing we can say, yes, we are working for the result. We want result. In this particular approach, the manager's role is much more like autocratic than the supportive one because there they only want their productivity. They want their result. If your work is delayed, you have to work for the longer hours, then you have to work there. Reason being, because they want the result. So in this approach, the effectiveness of an enterprise depend upon its productivity. So the measurement is that how much profit is there. So the result analysis is the major component. It shows how the manager's efficiency is utilizing his resource. And last is productivity not only tackles the economic input and output, but human and social values as well. So everything is judged on the result, whether it's a social value or it's a human value or it's the monetary value. So that's all for the day. So we'll be meeting next with another topic of organization behavior. Thank you so much.